Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Ask Coach Marie. I'm Marie O'Neill, founder of Padma Life Coaching and your host on this series. This is the place where you ask a question and I give my unique opinion as a life renewal coach, astrologer, and past life regression facilitator. Each week on Friday, a new video is released with me answering 2 questions from the viewers. In addition to that, I talk about various other life renewal topics. Please know that I am not a therapist and I will never tell you what you must do. Let's go ahead and get started with the questions for this week. Our first question comes from Christine, who is in Eureka, California. Christine says, "My boyfriend of 8 years has just told me that he's leaving me. He says there's not another person, but feels as though our relationship has run its course and it's time for him to move on. I'm devastated and don't know what to do. I've asked him to stay, but he says no. What can I do to get him to stay?" Christine, I am really sorry that you're going through this, and I do feel for you with this. When someone says that they're leaving, you want to find out, of course, why they're leaving, but all you can do is ask for clarification as to why they're leaving and what is it about the relationship that has shifted. It may be that he's correct, that it is time for him to move on. And maybe there is something else there that needs to be looked at. My recommendation, if he is open to it, is to go to a relationship coach or psychologist who specializes in relationships to see what's going on there. Not all relationships are meant to last for the rest of your life or rest of our lives. Sometimes when the lesson has been learned or the reason that you've come together has been accomplished, then it's time to actually move on. And this can be really hard. It can be hard for both parties involved. Relationships are all about development and learning lessons and growing. That's why we have relationships. I mean, they're there to help us learn more about ourselves. It's very difficult to learn about yourself when you are on your own and you're not interacting with other people. So my first suggestion to you would be to ask for specifics of why he feels that it has run its course. You may need to just let go and just let him go and move on with his life. I know that's not what you want to hear, and things could shift and he stay. I don't know. But I do know that when one person says they're ready to leave and they've made up their mind, it's better to just let them go. See if he is willing to go to a therapist. You know, you can always do that, as I said, and have a conversation with him. But if he's unhappy, then staying isn't going to help the relationship. As a matter of fact, it could cause some bitter feelings down the line, which is not something that you want. Let me know how it all turns out. Send me an email or just comment below letting me know what actually happened. And once again, I am really sorry that this is happening. Now, the topic for today is the moon sign. Everyone has a moon sign. On the day that you're born, the moon was in a particular sign. And it's actually the moon sign that is the part of you that is running the emotional part of your life. In order for you to feel safe and to feel joy and happiness, that moon has to be taken care of. It must be nurtured. It's not something that is rational. It's not about what we need to feel alive or to feel vibrant. It's what we need to feel safe and secure. It's the sign of the Great Mother. And sometimes our moon sign ends up being the sun sign for our natural mother or the person who raised us. I've seen that happen quite a bit with my clients. So with the moon, it is also our memory. It's where the memories of our childhood, of anything that has happened in our life, that's where they're stored. They're stored in the moon. It's also our memory bank for prior lives. When we have thoughts or feelings that come up, it's usually coming from the moon, and the moon is that storehouse. It's our biological karma is another word to say to describe the moon. And biological karma is what you inherited. It can be what you inherited from prior lives emotionally, and it can be what you inherited from your family, from your ancestors. Haven't you ever heard somebody say, oh my goodness, she acts just like Aunt so-and-so, or great-grandma so-and-so, or great-grandpa for that matter? But the moon is really important, and I would ask you to find out what your moon sign is, because that's going to give you a lot of information about your emotional needs that has to be taken care of. All right, so now we're going to move on and look at our next question. Our next question comes from Rachel, who is in Boston. Rachel says, I'm having difficulty finding anyone that I want to date yet, and I feel it's time to date again. I also get the feeling that I'm going to meet someone soon. What can I do to meet someone that I want to date? My recommendation for you is to follow your instincts. If you feel as though you're going to meet someone, more than likely that is going to happen. You'll be in the right place at the right time to actually meet that person. You don't have to actively go out seeking that person, because a lot of times when you actively go out seeking, that is not trusting your inner guidance, that inner part of you that is all-knowing. It will be virtually impossible to not meet the person if you just go about your life doing what it is you do. If you belong to dating apps, maybe you'll meet someone there. Maybe you'll be at the gym and you meet someone there. It could be anywhere, but do not go out seeking. Do not go out looking. It doesn't work that way, especially when you have an internal feeling that you're going to meet someone. You actually need to just let the universe do its job, or your higher mind do its job, and bring the person to you. That would be my recommendation. So let me know how it all turns out. All right, we have come to the end of the Ask Coach Marie session for today. Please send your questions to padmacoach@icloud.com. Thank you for spending your time listening to these videos. I really appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That is one of the ways that I know that you are enjoying these videos. So I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful week ahead. Bye-bye.